Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dreamers of all ages, welcome to this week's episode of Another Disney Podcast. That is right. We are on another week of fun with you guys. We decided that it would be fun this week to take a look at the year. We are halfway through 2022, as crazy as it is to believe. We are in July, so we're halfway through, and before we know it, the calendar is going to turn to 2023. So we thought it would be cool to take a look back at what has happened so far at Walt Disney World in 2022 and what we can still expect before the calendar turns to 2023. So stick around. Let's do it.
This is another Disney podcast production.
Hey, man, long time no see. It's been about 6 minutes since we last recorded.
It has been 6 minutes. If you're listening to this, it'll seem like it's been a week, but I promise you it's only been 6 minutes.
That's right. And that is because we are on Baby Brandon Watch 2022.
Baby Brandon Watch 2022. We'll be done the watch. By the time the people hear this one, there will be a baby in the world because she will have been born at the latest. If we're listening on Friday, sorry, I hit the mic. If we're listening on Friday, she will have been born Tuesday before the show released. So
because it's scheduled if she does not plan to come early.
Correct. It is scheduled. It was scheduled. So welcome to the world, Baby Palm.
Baby Palm.
Hopefully she has a name by the time you listen to this.
Yes, that's one thing. I don't know if people know that. There's no name.
There's no name.
I think based on last episode, I think you should name her Jim, but that's just me.
Correct. Her name will be Jim. 100%.
Oh, man. I have known you how many years? 12?
When did we become friends? Well, when did we become acquaintances? 2010? Yeah, so it's been 12 years. It'll be 12 years this fall.
I have never known Brandon as a dad.
Never.
That's all about to drastically change.
The world is about to drastically change. That's why we had to film this early, because if you're watching us on this, I would look like this.
Yeah. What we're doing after this, I don't know. Either Dave's going to find some guests or we're going to take a break. Either way, Brandon's going to get some paternity leave.
But don't worry, that's why we recorded this, so we can keep the continuity going up, and hopefully I'll be able to sneak away for an hour and we'll be able to do a show. So
yeah, just if he falls asleep, don't hold it against him.
Exactly. You might see a lot of Dave. You might see a lot of Dave and not a lot of Brandon full screen.
Krista did all the work on the front end, so now it's Dad's turn.
100%.
Oh man. Yeah. So 2022. Yeah. We talked about like what to expect. I think we did a show like what to expect like in the first quarter. Maybe we meant to do like maybe we did what this summer, but we probably should have broken it in half. So this makes more sense. So we're halfway home to 2023.
Halfway through.
I feel like I learned since COVID never to get excited about another year. So I'm just saying we're halfway through this year. Another year is coming.
Another
Not
year
even remotely going to pretend like I'm going to try to get excited about it, because who knows what that will bring.
Correct. I agree. So yeah, it'd be, I can't believe how quickly the year has flown by. Like we're in July already. I mean, if you think about it, Halloween starts at the Magic Kingdom next month. Like that's how quickly we are flying through the year. Halloween starts beginning of August. Parties start, which sadly you know we talked about it before the show started. Sadly, you will not be part of, which is absolutely fine. I think you're just slowly finding a way to tell me that like you're breaking up with Disney. Like you've canceled your annual pass, you've canceled your trip. Pretty soon you'll cancel Another Disney Podcast, and I will just be sitting here talking to myself.
Yeah, don't tell anyone, but it's all going down the toilet.
It's all
it's actually my daughter pushed this trip, and then we went on our fantastic summer family vacation to a destination they never been to, and they lost their minds in a good way, and they want to go back. So I was like, how do I say no to that? And I sat down and I asked her multiple times. I said, sweetheart, here's the deal. Like however you want to do this. So like we can still go to Disney, but we wouldn't be able to do this until next year. I said, or if it was your call, leaving it up to you, we can cancel our trip this summer and use that money to go back And we actually did the math and looked at it, and it was like, man, it might be fun to do some like November 19th where we're going. They start all of their like Christmas tree lighting and everything is Christmassy, kind of like you would wake up and it's like it's Halloween, and the next day you wake up at Disney and it's Christmas. There's the core. I had to find a way to tie them all together. So we're going Thanksgiving week, and the day before we get there is when they have like the tree lighting ceremony and everything goes off. And so it is going to be Christmassy as all get out. And so that's what she decided. So I said, okay, I'd be shocked if I don't sneak that way. I'd love to find someone to watch our kids, and the Daniels as adults could sneak down there and meet baby Palm. So we'll have to work.
That would be great. Yeah, let's try
to
make
maybe
that
magic.
Let's try to make that happen
magic
for sure.
Yeah,
maybe magic.
So yeah, that's what's going on. If not, I'll just sneak down for a few days. Not that you ever are excited to see me. It's all like, oh great, Dave came to Disney again.
I am excited to see you.
I was his family.
I was super bummed that you were not coming, but you know, I understand the family time is great, and if they found a place that they love, take them where they love, man. You only have so many years with the kids, so take them where they love.
If you're wondering, we stayed at Margaritaville again because we did that at Disney before, and had another unbelievable experience at the Island in Pigeon Forge. So if you don't know what that is, look it up. We could walk to all of the fun, and our kids loved the fun. But we also went like into the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Like it was great. It was nice to mix like, you know, like fun touristy garbage with like get outside in nature. And so like what was cool is like we went on this 11-mile bike ride. Inside is a loop, an 11-mile loop called Cades Cove. And we took the bikes with us on vacation, and we rode those 11 miles around the national park. They closed down the vehicle traffic on Wednesdays in the summer, and we saw 3 bear, 3 turkey, and at least 15 deer. I think that's when we stopped counting. And when I say like saw them, like they were close.
They were there.
The bear were at least, they were less than a football field away. So it was pretty neat. And that was, an experience like they'd never have had that before. And it was nice to mix like,
you don't get bear at the beach.
No, it was nice to mix that touristy but also get them out in nature. Let's go nature.
I mean, we have
the
an
nature boy, Ric Flair. Okay.
We have an animal kingdom here. It's nature.
That's right.
I mean, you could see all sorts of animals. Like if you wanted to see bears, I could take you to the safari, and you'd be way less than 100 yards away. Right. I'm just saying.
Be guaranteed to see giraffe. Can't ever guarantee that.
You can't see giraffe in the Great Smoky Mountains. So take that, Micaiah.
Take that in your face. Okay. So 2022.
2022. So 2022 obviously started with a bang. The first thing, and it's a huge thing, obviously, 2022, the news came that the free service provided by Disney would no longer be available. Of course, I am talking about Disney's Magical Express from Orlando International Airport. We all knew it was coming. They announced it plenty in advance, but it was still a shock, obviously. Still a bummer to people who were traveling to Walt Disney World that service was no longer free. So obviously Disney's Magical Express went away. They came up with kind of 2 alternatives. One is the Mears Connect, which is run by the same company as Magical Express. It's even really the same buses. They're just wrapped differently. Some of them, I see them driving around, they still say Disney's Magical Express. So same buses. Now you just have to pay for them. And then they also have the Sunshine Flyer, which is run by a different company. Same premise. They cost $18 a person, $35 round trip, and they get you to and from the airport. So that was the first big thing that happened in 2022. There was a huge lead up to it, but I think after the initial shock, some people still complain about it, but after the initial shock, it's kind of the way the rest of the world is, right? You pay for somebody to drive you somewhere, whether it's Uber or Lyft. And that was the first big thing that happened in 2022. And I know we devoted a heck of a lot of time to that coming up to 2022. So it's good to see that it wasn't a huge disruption. People are still coming to Disney. So it was cool for our last trip there for the first day of the 50th celebration. Like I got to utilize it one last time. So I was really excited about that because I got to do, because it had probably been since our daughter was 3
or maybe 5 that we used that.
Yeah, I think it's
it
the
was
trip.
cool to be able to use
It
it
should have
again.
been 5 in 2014.
Yes, that would have
That's the
been
trip.
one.
We have to go back trip.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Or maybe she was close to 5.
Close to 5.
And then I would say the next big thing, certainly, and I would say bigger. I mean, as much people are not happy about the premise of no more free transportation from the airport, I would have to say that the next biggest, and probably the biggest, is FastPass obviously was gone or went away during the height of the pandemic, but when it came back all brand new. Disney Genie Plus, and individual attraction selection, all paid. So that was probably the biggest, maybe I should say that was probably the first sticker shock of changes at Walt Disney World in 2022. That was a big one, and people are still. I don't know if people are still up in arms. They've just come to grips with it. It is what it is now.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's 50-50 really. There's people who love Genie and Genie Plus and individual lightning lane selections, and there's people like, it ruined my whole vacation. So it's just like anything else. If you plan ahead, and just like with the old fast passes, if you plan ahead and know your kind of plan of attack, it can work to your advantage. I've seen plenty of people use it at Magic Kingdom and ride 15, 16 attractions in a day, and it works out fine. But yeah, the sticker shock was definitely there. We took something that was absolutely free and made you pay for it. But Disney's a business. They found a way to capitalize, and it makes millions and millions and millions of dollars for them per year. So it's not going anywhere. Just like the reservation system, we can kind of tie that in. We tie that in with the Genie Plus. Now, obviously, you have to make your reservation to get into a park. It's becoming easier and easier. I think they're slowly ramping up park capacity as they get more employees back. So it's becoming less and less hard to get a reservation, aside from the holidays and the spring breaks and things like that. So reservation system, Genie Plus, huge change for 2022 that happened in the first quarter.
Yeah. I'm trying to another thing that definitely happened in the first quarter was, I think maybe it was just after second quarter was I don't know how do I put this delicately. I'm just going to say it. It opened. The Star Cruiser opened. I was it's too late now. I was like, you can read between the lines.
It's open.
When the fact that people who have gone, I don't think we ever covered this. People who have gone and experienced the Star Cruiser, I would say that it's not. I'm just trying to spin this positively. We've been so negative, Nancy. I don't know that it's going at least publicly as well as Disney had hoped. And so some guests that have been able to go on that journey, adventure, stay in that hotel, have received surveys. And if they filled out that survey, they got like a gift card.
Yes.
So that was Disney absolutely desperate for, hey, what did you like? I don't remember what it said, but I'm guessing, what did you like? What did you not like? What would you change? How could we do better? I don't know what it's been so long since I looked at that. I can't remember what the questions were, but they're going to be in that line. And then if you fill that out, they gave you some type of like gift card. It was a pretty decent. It wasn't like a $10 off at.
I think it was like $75 gift card. Like it was pretty significant. I think there was a little thing on the questionnaire that says, "How would you like us to send you back your $6,000 by cash or gift card?" But wow, it's interesting. I don't ever remember a time that something was so hyped that didn't that with Disney that didn't live up to the hype. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that people get excited about at Walt Disney World that they're like, it was cool. I wouldn't ride it again. But this, to me, aside from the diehard Star Wars fans that were going to go regardless, like I haven't heard anybody like, that was the most amazing experience of my life.
No,
like,
it didn't come up with like, I didn't even read an article of like saying like it was the perfect addition to Galaxy's Edge. It was the perfect like extra that tied like I don't remember reading anything like that. I never read anything scathing. I definitely didn't read anything scathing, but like at that amount, I didn't see like jaw dropping.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like when I walked into Cars Land for the first time at Disneyland, my jaw hit the floor. I was like, this is a freaking animated movie come to life. Like,
Yeah.
I was flabbergasted. I didn't have words. My wife and I were just like we didn't know what this, we were like, this is unbelievable. Like, I didn't even have that in Galaxy's Edge. I didn't have that until I saw the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And so for people not walking away from a $6,000 2-day, like, I mean, experience, and when I put experience in air quote, like, should have been like the experience of a lifetime for Star Wars fans. That's not what the reviews came across as. Again, not bad or scathing, but I mean, like, I saw every movie in the theater except the original. Like, I'm not a fanatic, but I definitely have been a Star Wars fan for life. And how can you be fan when fan is short for fanatic? I don't think that works. I don't know how to say it. I'm not like some people like know the language and know all the characters and collect all the things. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. No,
not wearing a
I'm not bringing my lightsaber to the movie theater, but I mean, I'm old enough for it. Like, it's been a part of my entire life. I remember going and seeing The Empire Strikes Back on vacation with my dad at a theater. I mean, that's a bit like, I don't know about you, but when we were growing up, like in the 70s and 80s, when you went on vacation, you didn't go to the movie theater. So it had to have been a big, like, I remember that happened twice. It was that movie and E.T. that we happened to be on summer vacation in 18. Like, so that told me that was a pretty big deal to my dad. So like, it was important enough to break up vacation to go sit in a movie theater and have some popcorn, but I'm not paying that. I'm not.
No.
Like, I got to win a ticket to go see it.
Yeah.
Do it.
And I don't even know that I don't even know that if I want a ticket to that, I would. There's so many other things you could do at Walt Disney World than be stuck.
I know. You're kind of trapped in there for 2 days.
You can't. I mean, you can walk around the ship, go to the bar, pay $40 for a drink, and take a bus over to Batuu and do Galaxy or do Rise of the Resistance and fly the Millennium Falcon. I could do all that without paying $6,000. So yeah, I'm with you.
I
but
can
that
stay
was
at the
definitely something new. Definitely something new that came in 2022, and it had a lot of hype, and not sure it lived up to it. So that's all we'll say about it. We've covered it ad nauseum earlier this year, but doing the recap for sure, that was something that was huge. Something else that started in 2022 that kind of went away with the pandemic. They went from having extra magic hours for being a hotel guest to early theme park entry, extended evening hours. The thing that always got me about this is guests staying on Disney resorts will get an extra 30 minutes at the beginning of the day before the parks open, before everyone else.
30 minutes. Time it is for that extra 30 minutes. You know what that deserves? Deserves this.
Magic. You get an extra 30 minutes to go stand in line for a ride that you would have stood in line for anyway. So some people have been able to take advantage of that extra 30 minutes, but this is not the same as the extra magic hours. Nope. They used to be at least an hour. Sometimes they were 2 on both sides in the morning and evening. If you were an early person, like the extra magic hours when you were on property were amazing in the morning because you could hit Magic Kingdom, you could ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, you could ride Peter Pan, you could be out of Magic Kingdom by the time it opened, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Here you got 30 minutes. So 30 minutes opening early means you have to get to the park an hour before that happens, right?
Yep.
So then you got to sprint to whichever one attraction you want to ride.
Yep, that's it.
And then the park is open. So big change for people. And then the funny thing is the extended evening hours were only for a certain level of hotel.
Yeah.
So you had to be, I think,
I feel like it was deluxe.
I definitely think it was deluxe. They may have changed it to moderate and above. But yeah, the evening hours when you want to be in the park and experience stuff in the dark because it's lit. Most of the parks at Disney were designed to be seen in the dark and are never open in the dark. So only a certain guest gets to experience that, which they fully deserve. I mean, they pay for the higher rooms, but yeah, I just missed the extra magic hours that were there because it was a great time where you could experience attractions without huge waits, and it was just a cool atmosphere to be in the park in the dark.
Yeah. And I think, like, to summarize, leading up to, like, we've obviously had so let's talk about like some park things that happened in not all of them happened in 2022. So, well, I guess really the only one is, I was going to say Harmonious and the 50th show, but that all started October 1st, and so did Remy's. But the only other thing that's happened in the first half of 2022 is Memorial Day weekend, that the Galaxies, here it is. Too many damn galaxies.
Cosmic Rewind. The Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Thank you. Golly.
Yeah.
The Cosmic Rewind of Galaxy's Edge. That's what I'm going with.
That's what we're going with. Yes.
So yeah, that opened. So that snuck in the first half of the year. So that, I think, sums it up. So what we wanted to talk about really is what's going to happen the rest of the year, or what could happen. I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I haven't been there in forever. So I would think that, I mean, when was the last time you were at Epcot? How close are we looking for the Journey of Water attraction walkthrough?
To be honest, I don't think that the Journey of Water is going to open in 2022. Based on what I've seen, it would be very ambitious to have that open by the end of this year. Maybe we're looking beginning of next year, maybe January, February. It looks super cool. They're starting to put rock work and stone in for the water features and everything, in the pit, as they call it, behind Spaceship Earth. But it's going to be pretty pressing to get that thing open by the end of the year, I think. Yeah. But it looks really cool. And based on Zach Ridley's Instagram stories, the floor is going to be amazing.
Pretty sure it's going to be concrete, or maybe it'll be a forest floor.
A forest.
So maybe that. We certainly hope Tron. Like, fingers crossed on Tron. And I would say the biggest thing that we can guarantee, because they both have finally been announced. When I say finally, the other one just happened within the last week. That is, your holiday parties for the second half of the year are back fully at Walt Disney World. And so that is, we already know they've been on sale for a while for Mickey's Not So Scary, but what is coming back for sure in its original state, I guess is the way to put what people are used to, is Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Christmas Party. For those of you who are what was announced this past week, for those of you who, if the other show at Hollywood Studios was your jam, Jingle Bell Jingle Bam is not returning. So that is not coming back to I saw that once. It was I guess the long pause kind of gave it away. It was cute. It was cute. And like, to me, it was just a way to, I didn't think it was going to be forever. Because remember when they did the Star Wars fireworks there, and they had like all the projections on the buildings of like Star Wars scenes? Well, it was like those two little elves from the Disney special. I don't know if you ever saw there was a Disney, I'm sure it's still on Disney Plus, but like these two little elves that were trying to trick Santa or something like that. But it was those two characters. They were really funny. And they were projected on those buildings. And so I feel like that was a way of, we spent how many thousands of dollars of putting those projectors there. And that feel like that was the way that they could still use them. Now, hopefully they'll have something else in the future plan to utilize that, because I mean, it's such a cool technology. I mean, we see it all over we see it all over Cinderella's castle. Yeah. It's just really cool to see that stuff and the technology behind it and how good it looks. But yeah, I never thought that would be like a 20-year running Christmas thing.
No. And Hollywood Studios at a severe disadvantage. Just the sight lines of Hollywood Studios are not good for any kind of nighttime spectacular. So if it involves projection on the Chinese theater, the people who are standing right in front of the Chinese theater will be the only people that see it, because the palm trees have gotten huge. That street's kind of closed itself in. So even watching fireworks from the back of the main boulevard is pretty hard at Hollywood Studios. So I can see why they're not going to bring that back. I mean, obviously the technology is there, but it's a cost, right? To run that every night with pyrotechnics and things like that for something that's not going to be seen by a lot of people, then may not necessarily be popular. So I think with Very Merry Christmas Party taking up most of the popularity, they weren't going to waste their money on anything at Hollywood Studios, I don't think. Yeah.
Now, I don't want to overlook anything. Those two attractions that I just talked about, Moana, Journey of Water, Journey into Water, and then
Journey of Water, yeah.
Tron. Is there anything else that's Disney's building? I feel like that wraps up the 50th rides.
Yeah, I don't think they're building any other attraction now.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. Like, there's 6 months left. I kind of feel like, based again, joking but not joking, based on Zach Ridley's post, like if the flooring is going in, it certainly leads you to believe that within the next 6 months, like all that could maybe a significant portion of the Epcot construction will be finally over. Because how long has it been since that has been open there at Epcot?
Yeah.
Like that,
I mean,
like
that's been like
water was, and
not quite as long as Tron, but it's getting to feel like Tron.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. They
so
did just
again,
open
like
some
that's
walkways to get around there.
Yeah, so I say, like, speculating something else there could open in the front of Epcot. But like, let's talk about a big one that we kind of joked about last week. And I don't know. It is like the crowds are already big enough. They don't want to bring in more APs, right? So all signs tend to point to the end of August. Now, that is not like, when I say insider information, that is like people that follow Disney way closer than us are speculating that that's when it'll come back. Summer crowds will die down. That's a significant time. I mean, again, it will be another 6 months of the 50th anniversary, but the 50th anniversary will end before summer of 2023. So really that's the last biggest push outside of the holidays where they'll see like their biggest influx of crowds. So so smart minds who are pay attention to Disney even closer than we do seem to think that late August could be a time when everything will come back, like meaning like all tiers of APs. So fingers crossed if that's what you're hoping for, but I would say that's something that the second half of 2022, and it could be fairly early within the next month or two that we could see those.
And like we joked about last week, they had the button ready to go. So it's probably a good sign if the button's ready to go that they're gonna pull the trigger on that sooner rather than later, just not June 28th soon.
Yep. Yeah. And of course we got Food and Wine. When does that kick off?
I think it's in August. I think August 24th, 25th, something like that. Let's see, Food and Wine, which is aside from obviously the arts festival, which we love, the Food and Wine Festival is probably the second best festival at Epcot. This year, we Krista and I were talking about it this evening, how we're looking forward to going this year and actually experiencing it. We didn't really go last year. It was just in the height of like not being able to get a reservation and everything being super packed. So we're looking forward to this year being able to go and experience Food and Wine Festival even with a little one. But yeah, we're super excited to try all the food. The menus came out, I think, today.
Oh, okay. Great.
We recorded this a little early, but the menus came out today and the food looks amazing. So I'm super excited about the Food and Wine Festival coming.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Maybe I can sneak in for that. When does that usually run through? October?
November.
November. Oh, that's right, because the half marathon is.
Yeah. So it
in
closes
that.
out with the half marathon. Let me see if it says when it is going.
Probably right before Thanksgiving.
It goes from July 14th, so it starts way earlier than we thought. So July 14th, a couple weeks.
That's in 2 weeks.
Through November 19th.
Yep, right before Thanksgiving. Okay, cool.
Yep. So when you go to Gatlinburg, that's the day that it ends.
Yes.
So yeah, that's super fun. We love that. So that's definitely coming back. The festivals, the parties. Oh, one thing that's coming that we totally forgot to mention, and this could also be soon, maybe sometime around the annual pass, is our Magic Band Plus is coming out.
Oh yeah. That'll be fun.
I saw something about that today. They're gearing up the Fab 50 statues and their interactions and things like that, and they're starting to show on the app, like, be prepared, get ready for the Magic Band Plus. So I'm kind of excited to see what that's going to be like.
Yeah.
To me, it kind of reminds me, remember those Mickey ears that you could buy that would light up, and when you go to the fireworks show, they would be like blinking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We used them at home one time, like watching the fireworks on TV.
I remember that. You could actually scan the code. Yep.
Yeah, so they actually work. So I'm kind of excited to see, like, what, aside from the 50th anniversary characters, like, what other kind of interaction, lighting up and nighttime spectacular for enchantment, how those will pair with that.
Which leads to a question. Is this something you're going to have to recharge on your own, or you replace how?
I think I read it
batteries?
comes with like a micro USB port.
Okay. All right.
From what I've seen, it looks like it comes with a micro USB. So I think you just recharge it like a Fitbit or something like that. But
crazy.
I mean, I say that they're ridiculous, but I'll probably have one in September. So
yeah, they're cool. They're fun. Like it'll be a Disney collectible one day for sure. Yeah, I mean, we've got 876 Magic Bands right up there. Yeah. So they're ridiculous. Another thing that I think is safe to say, and that is, this is kind of based on a downer, but I'll get there. So, with where our economy is at, I know Disney isn't feeling that right now, but with where our economy is at, I would expect to see, with the dip that they will probably feel after summer on hotel bookings, I would expect to see some fairly decent, I don't know why I can't think of anything but the word coupon codes, but discounts at the parks, whether it be hotel. Well, I guess that's all they really get, but maybe, I mean, do we dare say some type of dining discount could come back? Yeah. I don't think it will, but you never know. Disney could feel it everywhere, and people seem to really love those. So I would say it's a safe bet that this fall we could see some discounts. I'm not going to say maybe it's only like 25% off of a room, but I mean, because I say that when we did book our room, when Makai and I were going to come for the summer, we used the Disney Plus subscriber, and it was a fairly decent, maybe 15% for the lower, maybe it was 10%, but it was, some of them were 25%. I mean, that's just for being a $7.99 a month subscriber. So I think once we get away from summer months, and because that, we'll call it Disney's downtime, like mid-August through mid-November. We'll just say that. Like, is it going to be downtime? No, not like we've seen in years past. Like, for years, we always made a point to come right after Labor Day, because that week was dead. I mean, dead. Because like the holiday would happen and then everybody was back in school all over the country. International travel wasn't as big then. But now, like, even that time is not dead. But it'll be definitely slower than what we've seen throughout this whole year. Yeah. Potentially.
Right now it is definitely not slow. There are oodles and oodles and loads of people coming to Walt Disney World. So I mean, good for them. Hopefully it keeps up. I know they did offer that Disney Plus discount. They did offer pass holder discounts later in the summer into the early fall. So it would not be totally out of the question to see them do that. I'd love to see them, and I think they did it once, but I'd love to see them bring back the special where pass holders could buy discounted tickets for their guests. We did that with a couple friends. We did that with a couple friends from Virginia back into 2019 before the world went crazy. And it was great. I mean, I think the tickets were $89. So they're usually, we went to Epcot for I think it was Food and Wine Festival. And they were normally like $139. So they got in about $50 cheaper, which was super nice. So I'd love to see them bring something like that back. To me, that's much more valuable than an annual pass. And I may be saying that because I already have one and I will always be able to renew it if I want to. But to me, it's just much more beneficial for you to be able to bring a guest and pay a discounted rate. I wish that would be, I wish Disney, instead of looking at dining plans and instead of looking at things like that, I mean, that's another way to get people into the park that don't normally come to the park, and they will spend money. So you, as a pass holder,
food, they will buy your souvenirs.
Yeah, as a pass holder, you may not necessarily spend that much money, but think like if me and you go to the park, right, and we always go to the park.
Yep.
We're going to walk around, get on a couple attractions. We may get a Mickey pretzel and roll, right? But if me, you, and a couple of our friends who don't ever come to Disney
we haven't seen all year,
go to Epcot for the Food and Wine Festival. Now we're eating, we're drinking around the world. We're, buying souvenirs. So I think there's something to offering discount tickets to pass holders and even Florida residents for their guests that they could profit from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I want to backtrack a little bit. There is a couple of things that we missed that I think are worth a note, and that is several of the shows came back. Maybe not like they used to look. Maybe not like they used to look, but some of the shows came back. And so that would be, there was a version of the Lion King show that returned, and there's a new version of the
Finding Nemo
Big Blue World show. And so like that is, and which leads me to something else that was just announced that will be coming in the second half. And that is Bippity Boppity Boutique will be back.
Yes.
So I know like that is not something that we ever did with our daughter, because she was never, she was very princessy, but I just have this phobia of glitter. And so that the glitter shop will have reopened. Glitter sales will skyrocket when Disney is able to purchase them again. Bippity Boppity Boutique is located. I feel like is there more than one location, but the main
there's one in Magic Kingdom and there's one in the Grand Floridian Hotel. Yeah.
There you go. So in the Grand Floridian, and then the other one is inside of Cinderella's castle as you walk through the gate.
Yes, you check in at the Yellow House. You check in at the Yellow House across from the Sword and the Stone, which I learned a fun fact, and this is the insider information you will only get if you listen to another Disney podcast. So if you ever want to be the person that pulls the sword out of the stone at the Sword and the Stone, go stand up behind the sword, look directly across at the lower left-hand window. There's a green light. If you ever see that green light, pull on the sword, it'll come out. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first.
Shut up. That's not a real thing.
That's 100% a real thing.
The next time I go, I'm going to stand there for 86 hours until I see the green light.
Keep an eye on the green light in the lower left window.
Okay, so where is this window?
So you're standing by the carousel. Look across where you go check in for the Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique. There's the door where you go in. There's a window on the left-hand side. And down in the corner is a green light.
Will it be red if it's...
No. Nope. It just goes green.
Wow.
I will try next time I go to Magic Kingdom, when I don't know when that will be, but the next time I go to Magic Kingdom, I will try to hang around and see if I can video it. I will give away the secret,
going to happen.
But it's only the 100 people that listen to us are going to know about it. So
that's right.
This isn't going out to the world. Like this is going out to our posse.
Disney secrets.
But that's how you beat the Sword and the Stone.
I like it. Okay. Anything else we're missing? What is something that, I would, okay. I feel like this is big enough to talk about. I would speculate that the railroad will be back the second half of 2022.
I would agree. They're testing. They're 100% testing. So I would agree. I think that is the only thing holding it up, obviously, is Tron. Way to go, Tron.
Right.
Like, once again, Tron is destroying the splendor of something else at the Magic Kingdom.
All life as we know it.
I think that they have rebuilt the track. They have rebuilt the tunnel that goes under the Tron bubble. So I think they are pretty close to testing the full run on the full circumnavigation of the Magic Kingdom. So I would agree.
Nice.
I would think by the time that Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party starts, that train will be running. That would be my prediction.
I like it.
I don't think it'll be up for the Halloween party. I think that's too soon, but hopefully Tron will open before the end of the year. And if that opens, the railroad definitely is going to open.
Yep. I feel like we need to announce, because it is a new show and I have to do the math. That's what I was trying to do. And when I got real quiet, how many days has it been since Tron started construction and still not open? I can't remember what the number was last time. And we need to add 8 to that.
It was 1532, something like that. 1584. Guys, we're so good at our jobs.
What was it? February 18th?
It was February 6th, 2018. Was the day that it started.
It's been a while.
February 6th, 2018.
For a lot of days.
Hey Siri, how many days has it been since February 6th, 2018? Now it says it was 1,604 days ago.
That can't be right.
That can't be right.
Well, we nailed this, folks.
This
is what happens when you record 2 shows in a row and it's the same day and we have to do math. I give up.
Math is awful.
It's a lot. So yeah, there's our Tron watch.
There's our
Tron watch complete. You've learned nothing other than we don't know. Just ask Siri today and she'll tell you whenever you listen. That's how many days it's been.
She will tell you.
And in a miracle, maybe in 2 weeks it will open. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Let's see. I don't think
I think
nothing really going on at the Springs.
Nope. I don't think there's anything huge really.
Oh, okay. Well, we could speculate what you shared last. Brandon, I will say this so you don't have to say it. Brandon speculates that when after the summer, when Splash Mountain typically goes down for its paint job and sprucing up, that may be the final closure of Splash Mountain before it turns into the Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, I agree, because when we used to go in September all the time, you and I, and whenever we went there in the fall, it was typically down for its usual spray paint half of the mountain and leave the other half unpainted renovation. So
new fake grass versus old fake grass.
I think I would put money on the fact that when it closes for refurbishment in the fall, that is the last time you will see Song of the South Splash Mountain.
You have to find the last day.
I'm going to try.
Maybe I will have to sneak down and ride it on the last day that you can ever ride that. I feel like that's worthwhile.
I have a feeling that it will be packed. I need to find some sort of inside information on when this thing is scheduled for refurbishment. You
should just text Zach Ridley. He'll send you a picture of the paint swatches.
I will. All right, let me get Zach.
Oh man. Okay, so that's kind of a quick look of what, like, some things that could be coming or that are coming the second half of 2022, and some things that we speculate could be arriving. So still a lot to look forward to. We're still in the 50th. We'll be till April of 2023. So lots of things.
And if you're here between July 14th and 24th and you love the new nighttime show at Magic Kingdom, Enchantment, it's going to be showing twice a night at 9. Oh,
that's right.
9:20 and 11 p.m. So that is new for this summer season. I doubt that it will go much further than that, because then once you get there, the Halloween party starts. So you'll have those Halloween party fireworks, which are amazing, and I can't wait to watch those from the backyard. But yeah, two chances to see Enchantment from July 14th to the 24th, 9:20 and 11 p.m.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, as Brandon said, he will be a papa by the time that you guys hear this. So congratulations, early congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
We can't wait to fly down and hug her little squishy face.
I hope so. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to come on down.
I know. All right, peeps.
All right, peeps.
Say goodbye to Brandon. We may never see him again.
Say goodbye to Brandon with like open eyes and fully awake. I'll be back, but I'll
Next
be like
time
this.
you see Brandon, he could look 15 years older. Oh, I love it.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Until next time.
Until next time.
Sickle.